Adelaide United owning the head-to-head between these two. 19 wins to 16 down the years. 12 wins to 7 at this venue. Kilkenny v Mork. Watch this space in the second half. Already plenty of niggle, both physically and verbally, in this contest between the two former Melbourne City teammates. And in the end, Neil Kilkenny left Melbourne City. Wasn't being played by Warren Joyce. Found a home at Perth, but Stephen Mork, no love lost between those two, with what went on in the halftime interview. Here is Mork. Plenty of room to assess the options, and here's Mohamed Toure. The fans love it when the 16-year-old gets it, and he bursts past Latchman. Still Mohamed Toure. Oh, he was looking for a teammate, and that was his brother. He nearly squeezed it in near post.
What about the pace? Absolutely unbelievable. And that's what you love about young players, and you want them to back what they're good at. And here he just thinks, I can burn off Latchman. And he did. And I think he's trying to play it to his brother, and he's just not executed it properly. What an exciting start to his appearance in this second half. And you see how he pulled out into the right-hand side. So he's, you know, he does like that inside right channel.
Here's Armiento, chance to deliver. The other two just got the block in, and the flag is up again. How exciting to see the two Toure brothers on the pitch together. One is 20, the other is 16. They got another younger brother coming through the ranks at Adelaide United as well. Robbie Cornthwaite, you've caught up with the family a few times. They're exciting talents.
Yeah, they certainly are. I was lucky enough to go and meet their father and have a good chat with him a little while ago, and he's a really level-headed kind of guy. He really motivates the boys, and you can tell by the types of characters that they are on and off the pitch. They really want to do good things in the world football on and off the park. As I mentioned, you've got to feel sorry for Tommy Urich as well, Socceroo Asian Cup winner, and he can't get a mention with the Toure brothers out there.
And it breaks for Mohamed Toure. Smith bursting into the area. That's an argument for a penalty, but the referee, great positioning, Adam Kersey, he thought there wasn't enough there for Toure to go down.
No, he had the overlapping run and he elected to come inside. I think he lost a little bit of his balance. It was definitely too soft for a pen. But Adelaide start in a really forceful move this second half.
Castro. Classy turn. Silences Coopers a little bit. Does Diego Castro. Armiento whips it into a great area, and no one arriving back post, and immediately the thumbs up from Castro saying that's some ball.
That is a super ball. You can't ask him anything else than what he did there. He was already going down, wasn't he? What about this for a ball from Armiento? And D'Agostino at the back post, he was static. Fornaroli couldn't get there, but you can't ask Armiento anything more than what he just provided.
Advantage played after Urich was brought down. Now Al Hassan Toure drove it into the midriff. Coletti never scored an A-League goal. And the follow-up shot was awkward on the half volley for Valapi. And now checking on the welfare of a winded teammate.
Well, Sullivan copped the full brunt of that strike from Al Hassan Toure.
He'll be okay, Nick Sullivan. But what about Carlo Armiento, who spent a few years with his hometown club, Adelaide United? He made 5 appearances in total for a grand sum of 26 minutes with the Reds. He's going to play more minutes than that in this game alone. He's getting a good run of minutes with the Perth Glory as the 21-year-old Carlo Armiento. Just wonder how much that's held back his career. The time at Adelaide United under Herchen Verbeek, who didn't rate him highly enough. Yellow card coming out here for Nick Sullivan for what happened a little earlier on.
you've lost me on that one.
The advantage was signalled, remember, when Adelaide United went forward, and that was because Nick Sullivan had challenged Tommy Juric, so presumably it's for that. Happened a long time ago, though. Castro looking dangerous. Armiento. He produced one magical assist in those 26 minutes with Adelaide United to win a thrilling game at this venue. Attacking this end. That time he was fighting for control. Gave it away to Mork. Here's Halloran. Abatu searching long. Aspro with the speed to get back goal side of Juric. Coolly done by Valapi.
You see Adelaide were boxed in there, but they've got that outlet now with the two Torres and Juric, who likes to go and beyond as well. That ball over the top could be a feature of this second half.
Castro can't get near him. Oh, Moore took a swing at Ingham, who barely broke stride.
Yeah, that transition from the middle third to the front third is where Perth have got to improve.
I'm very surprised if Stephen Mork gets through this game without a caution the way he's going. He's been walking the tightrope since we kicked off. Will that be the long-term pairing for Adelaide United, as Robbie Cornthwaite alluded to in his half-time address? Castro on the turn. And D'Agostino, first-time delivery, cut out by Elsey. Robbie Cornthwaite, you think it's a good long-term combination, this, that we're seeing now for the Reds?
Well, I just think at Jakobsen's age and obviously being a foreigner, there's a lot more upside to getting a lot of minutes into Timotheu, young Australian centre-half, and obviously we know he's got potential. As I mentioned, he played one game in the Bundesliga, but it's still a game in the Bundesliga, one more than me. And, you know, I think, as I say, if they can really get some good minutes into him, he's got potential.
Involved twice, right on cue, is Timotheu, and his header found Mohamed Toure. Glides his way past a couple. Al Hassan is alongside for company. Uses his brother here. Juric is back post. And they settle for a corner off Aspro.
You know, I think he's trying to cut that back to his brother. But what about Mohamed Toure? The way he turns and pushes that ball away. Skill and powerful acceleration. Here he goes, in between two of them. See you later. And then you can't catch him. His speed with the ball at his feet is so impressive, and I think that one he's trying to cut it back when he should have gone across the face of goal, because Tommy Juric would have been a chance.
Poor old corner flag's been copping it from the wind here in Adelaide today. And look at a whip in there. Timotheu on the end of things.
Didn't even have to jump. It's good defending from Perth. Free header. Just headed it a bit straight, didn't he? Good power, headed it downwards.
Kilkenny brought it down. Castro with that license to roam and dazzle. Little pass for Wilson, nearly opened up the opportunity for Ingham, pushing forward. Castro trying to thread it for D'Agostino. He's looking so dangerous. Here's Diego. Now attending defensive duty. Juric good enough to hold it up. Timotheu with the diagonal. Fans appreciating that, right into the stride of Halloran. Here comes Abatu. Cutting it back for Toure. Trying to tee up his brother on the edge of the area. Kept it alive, but out of play now. He's looking likely. Youngest ever scorer. We're coming up to that anniversary when he made history in the A-League at 15 years of age on Valentine's Day last year. And this place was rocking. And Mork just delayed the restart for a moment and got up the nose of Bruno Fornaroli. And he's played it well enough to get away without a sanction here, Stefan Mork. Look at that captain's armband works in his favour. Sullivan. Little tangle with Coletti. It broke for Armiento anyway. Now Wilson.
Well, I think you can hear what they want. They want to switch it to the left.
Look how narrow Ingham is, the left back there, picking up the ball in the centre circle.
It's difficult with 4-4-2, so that two banks of four. Well, Perth have got to try and break down. Castro's got to find room between the lines. And Adelaide made that difficult in the first half.
Castro, classy. Ingham opening up the angle. Abatu able to get a little toe in. Castro flicking it out to Sullivan. Chance to run at Al Hassan Toure. Sullivan with a dangerous run, and Delianov had to palm it over.
And he's under pressure because Toure was tracking him down, but a good trick. Sullivan takes him one-on-one. It's a positive play from Perth. Little dummy, and he's away, and then he's under pressure, and he goes for the shot in the end, and Delianov protecting that near post. That's better from Sullivan.
It's been taken short. Armiento. Castro on the edge of the area. Back out towards the corner taker. Options in the middle. Armiento can go for goal from here. And boy, does he hit them with that left foot of his. But Delianov's having a great night.
Yeah, it's a save you may expect him to make, but that's good play from Armiento. It was a good strike, plenty of power behind it, but just didn't get it either side of the goalkeeper. It's a better period for Perth.
Sullivan made it work again. Noah Smith was a little tentative. D'Agostino, lovely turn, playing in Fornaroli, and Delianov had to stretch again. That was D'Agostino's best moment of the night.
Yeah, great turn and little interaction, and that was much better from Perth. A nearly moment for them. Great work from the keeper again.
Castro. D'Agostino back to Diego Castro. There was an angle there for Ingham, an important deflection off the Adelaide United defenders, and accusations of a back pass fall on deaf ears.
Well, the deflection was crucial because the angle was there. You'd expect Castro to find Ingham. Great little action there from D'Agostino on their very nearly moment. Delianov aware of the danger.
Noah Smith just poked it away in time. Carlo Armiento is catching the eye of everyone, including Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, I was curious to find out why Armiento left Adelaide United. We know they've got a raft of young, talented players, but to find out the exact reasons why Gertjan Verbeek let him go, and it seems to be more so the player was keen to leave. We know Marco Kurtz was a big fan of Armiento and had promised him a deal at Melbourne Victory, and once the Reds let him go, that deal fell through. So he was kind of left to find something else, and it's worked out in Perth's favour and the players' favour as well, because he's having a tremendous season.
Sliding doors moment in young footballers' career, whether you're in or out of favour with the coach, whether they're willing to back youngsters. And fortunately for A-League viewers, most coaches are backing young talent this season, and it's so exciting to watch each and every game. Jam-packed schedule coming up over the next few weeks as well. All live on Fox Sports, of course, your home of the A-League since day one. Here's Ingham. Castro. Fornaroli. And Timotheo in the road. Fornaroli was offside. It wouldn't have counted. And now the counter-attack is on. Valapi stays.
Well, he should have come. You're thinking, where's the goalkeeper?
Mohamed Toure with the dancing feet. Just got away from him at the end, and no damage done to Perth on that occasion.
Yeah, surprised Valapi didn't come. He had a long look at that. It was clearly, if he came for it, he would have got there first, and then he just runs out of room. Maybe just a bit heavy there, that step, second touch.
Still so open, this game, as it always tends to be between these clubs. They played that epic final a couple of years ago, 3-3 draw. Perth went through and to host the grand final, 5-4 on penalties, as Armiento didn't quite get the radar right that time. Diego Castro scored a couple of goals that night and then had a pen saved, and he's looking the most likely for the glory tonight. Rebounds kindly for the teenager. Slips it through. Juric was waiting and Ingham was not.
I wonder if Juric thought he was offside there, because he seemed to hesitate. He looked favourite. He had his body in front of Ingham. Just maybe lacked a bit of width that attack.
Elsie across quickly ahead of Armiento. All those forward passes attempted by the Glory, 50 more than the Reds. Add one more from Castro. Working his way to the byline. Was he upended? No, he was looking for that contact. The referee let it roll. Now Juric had 3 to beat. Great scrap. And the numbers won out. Wilson. Poor pass from Ingham.
Yeah, poor pass from Ingham. See Castro telling his players to push forward.
He's onside here. Late run made by Al-Hassan Toure. Scored from here in an FFA Cup final, but Tando Valapi had done his research.
Well, the touch took him wide, so it was a very difficult angle. And Valapi, you expect him to save that at his near post, but it shows you the threat they have in behind. Perth dominating the ball, but the ball over the top is a real weapon.
Here's a ball over the top the other way, and Timotheo was able to keep it away from Fornaroli, and again find a teammate. George Timotheo certainly looking the part. If you joined us late, it was a forced change when Michael Jakobsen went down. On came Timotheo, and the ball finds him again here. Bouncing ball, and Latchman hooked it away from Juric. Kenny let it run for D'Agostino. Armiento. Central this time.
Yeah, he shouldn't have played it. I think he looked up and saw Diego Castro. I better give it to him.
And Abatu stepped up at the right time for the Reds. Here's Halloran. Juric drifting into space. Mohamed Toure all alone on this near side if they can find him. Mork makes a run into the area. Game still on a knife's edge. They'd love a 2-goal buffer. Adelaide United. Mohamed Toure. Habatu overlapping. Just had to check his run to stay onside. And Falapi can claim. Perth forced into one change when Andy Keogh came off in the first half. Richard Garcia must be thinking about some changes though, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, he certainly must be, but it's Adelaide who are going to empty the bench first. Cassini, Yengi and Nathan Constantopoulos getting ready to come on, and interestingly it's going to be Mork and Juric the players replaced. Now, we know Carl Viet spoke a lot during the week about the experience that those two players bring to the side, so it's going to be a really youthful lineup for Adelaide United for this final 25 minutes of the game.
And no more subs after that for the last quarter of the game. Already breaking things up. Juric couldn't turn away from Sullivan. Kilkenny. Castro. All intricate. They had the extra number there for Wilson. Opens it up cleverly. Didn't get to Ingham though, and Habatu having a good little period here.
Well, he's dealt with that, but both Perth players expecting the other one to get that ball.
What do you make of a coach making all of his changes with a quarter of the 90 to go? It's a risky ploy. But Stefan Mork and Tommy Juric have both missed football this season. Stefan Mork needs to put the captain the right way up next time, but he scored the goal, the only goal of the game so far, and he'll make way here along with Juric. So experience off, as Robbie Cornthwaite just said, and youth on in the form of Cassini, Yengi and Nathan Constantopoulos, who scored their only goal in Brisbane from midfield.
Yeah, it's a big shout, taking all that experience off, but like you said, had a lot of games, and it's a case of fresh legs for the last, well, what will probably be 25 minutes, you would think, at least.
No yellow card for Stefan Mork. Well played. Look at this exciting front four for Adelaide United. Yengi and the Toure brothers know each other well from NPL level in Adelaide. Sini Yengi got the start last time up in Brisbane. Brother Tete, a Newcastle Jet. Wilson coolly done to find the head of D'Agostino, and he uses that head so well. It's actually Halloran who went off, and Juric stays out there.
Yeah, we didn't see
Fornaroli in behind Timotheu.
Just took his eye off it, lost control of it, and the counter's on for Adelaide. Yeah, we didn't see much as Halloran as second half as we did first half.
Matchman did enough that time against Toure, but Constantopoulos tidies up for Adelaide United in midfield. Toure brothers combine. Juric in the wide area. Tommy Juric, oh, great idea, and Mohamed Toure nearly turned it home in the middle. That's brilliant wide play by Tommy Juric.
Yeah, centimetres. Picks it up wide left. And a big fake, big dummy. And it sells Aspro. Look at this, he goes like this, and there's the big dummy there. Takes it left, and brilliant ball. And Toure centimetres away.
Garcia goes to his bench and D'Agostino, who scored 4 goals this season, withdrawn for Daniel Steins. Yengi. One more window available to Garcia for a maximum of 3 changes. Interesting to see the way he utilises his bench from here, as they chase the game, the glory, inside the final 20 minutes. Smith. Nice little move inside. Got away from Steins, but not Wilson. Konstantopoulos for Abatu. Back to Nathan Konstantopoulos. And he can hit a ball.
Flashes past that near post. Valapi wouldn't have got anywhere near it if it was on target. It opened up for him, and like you said, he scored in Brisbane when they backed off him. Turned out a consolation. Wins all scoring his second not long after, but this one, good power, and Valapi worried. The ball was well past Valapi before it even dived. Such was the power behind it.
Steins with those fresh legs, but Timothy is dealing with everything in his area right now.
He hasn't put a foot wrong, has he?
Steins bowled Smith over. Fans not happy about it. They're right into this contest. As you'd expect, their team on top. So Castro still pulling the strings. Kilkenny, great ball, and Fornaroli in the middle. It might be an own goal off Abatu. Perth don't care. They're back level. It's 1-1 in Adelaide.
Well, make no mistake, whether it's an own goal or Fornaroli, Castro makes this with a quite incredible pass. And of course, the cross plays its part. It's perfect as well. And Perth really out of nowhere. They've got plenty of bodies there, Adelaide. Look at this for a pass. Brilliant little run from Kilkenny. Perfect pass. And who does that come off last? Look at the no-look pass, and he follows it. Castro with the cleverest of passes. Slides it across, and I think it's Fornaroli, isn't it?
Not sure. I think he might have missed it. Might come off. Abatu will slow it down and have a good look at it in a moment. Will it be Fornaroli's goal? And 7 in 8 against Adelaide United, and goal 65 in his A-League career. We might need a slow-motion replay to sort all that out.
Well, Richard Garcia won't care which one it is. The important thing is got Perth back into the game. Brilliant from Castro and Kilkenny, who, like Mork for his goal, didn't just admire his pass inside to Fornaroli, followed it. It's going to be too heavy. And good
Castro,
situation, yeah.
A rare mistake from him, gifted it to Tommy Urich, who could have played Toure in. Here's a look at it, off the toe of who, I wonder? It's still hard to clarify. I think it might be the orange boot of Abatu, but people at home were screaming at the television saying it's Fornaroli.
Well, I'm against you here. I think it's Fornaroli. I'm always for the attacking player, though.
Konstantopoulos, that's a risky ball. It is inexperienced lineup right now for the Reds. Lead has gone.
Oh, nearly moment for Perth.
Offside flag.
Offside against Castro, was it?
Here's another look. Last touch off. The more you look at it,
the more you think it's Fornaroli.
Yeah, let's side with the attacking player. Let's give him goal number 65. It's game on with 15 minutes to go, and all the momentum with Perth. Amiento caught by Abatu. He's on a yellow card, of course. Amiento went down with some theatrics there, as though he was trying to get Abatu sent off. Confirmation coming. VAR has awarded that goal to Bruno Fornaroli. Fourth of the season for the Uruguayan. He's won the Golden Boot before. And he's another contender this season. He's had more than 1 or 2 chances tonight. Here's Wilson. And just couldn't get hold of it. A la Ben Halloran first half at that end.
Well, there'll be some pretty ordinary shots this season, and that'll be in the top 10, I'd say. He's got his body shape, terrible position. Rush of blood.
You get the feeling the goal scoring has not finished in this contest. History says that there's always plenty of goals between these two. 25 in the past 4 meetings, including a couple of 5-3s. Perth fancy it now, don't they? Before heading home, they want another 3 points and back-to-back wins. Looking at a run of 3 home fixtures as well. If the borders reopen and stay open. Melbourne City on Feb 20, the next one scheduled.
He's starting to control the football, Perth.
Stein's able to face forward and work it out towards Sullivan. Wilson. Decent ball, switching it up to Armiento. Time stands still when Castro gets on it. Sullivan trying to trick his way past Smith, but in the end gave away the foul.
Yeah, defender did well, stood his ground. That's what they don't need to do, Adelaide. And look, I guess the idea is the right idea, because they're trying to hit Perth quick there and hit him on the counter with the pace of Toure, the 2 Toures up there. And that's what it is, but they've get some control of the ball back, Adelaide. Ingham will come back on his right foot. That's where I'd like to see Ingham on it. He's right-footed, but he's got to back himself on his left foot sometimes if he's going to make that left fullback position his own.
Yengi giving away the foul this time, clattering into Armiento. Robbie Cornthwaite, how do you see this game right now?
Well, certainly Adelaide were on top of the first 15 minutes of this second half. Those changes seem to give them a little bit more energy, but I'd like to see the possession stats for the last 10 minutes because Perth have been absolutely all over them. I think Perth have scored something like 75% of their goals this season in the second half, so they're finishing with a wet sail, and they've been dominant from set pieces as well this year, so this is a dangerous opportunity for them.
Keep an eye on the monitor, Robbie. We'll get that stat to you soon. Armiento shaping one in. Kilkenny. And here comes Sullivan. Timotheo in the road. Fornaroli back to goal. Clearly deflected off an Adelaide United player there. Should have been a Perth throw. There you go, Robbie. Asking you, she shall receive 70% of it for Perth in the last 10. During which time the equaliser has come.
Beauty of Castro, you know, even in a tight area surrounded by red shirts, he's good enough to get out of that situation and change the point of the attack. Perth playing really well at the moment.
Best player on the pitch, Diego Castro, Robbie?
At the moment.
38 years young. Careful, boys. And kicking off between Noah Smith, Brandon Wilson and young Toure. The referee wants to calm things down here. No yellow cards dished out, just the talking to, and we go again. No shortage of niggle tonight between these two clubs. Perth's nearest rival geographically.
Took a touch off. Was it Elsie as Fornaroli played that down the line?
Aspro working it wide to Sullivan. Steins has been lively since coming on. Steins kept on working. Timotheu reading the game. Kilkenny floating one out to Ingham. Got past Cassini Yengi. And Elsie in the road, wearing the captain's armband now.
No, that's better from Ingham. Backs himself on his left foot.
Castro hearing the boos right now. Teasing Yengi, who played it out off Castro. Not according to the ref. Corner given.
I think Yengi did well to not dive in there and just stayed on his feet. Short corner.
Kilkenny, there's a little channel there for Castro. Through legs. Chance in the middle for Aspro. Teeing up teammates. Steins! Deflection! And Perth have turned it all around. Daniel Steins claiming the goal. It is his. And who saw this scoreline coming about 15 minutes ago? Credit to the Glory.
Well, they struggled to get... They seem to struggle to get any room to get a shot on. I thought Wilson might have taken it first time, but how they left Castro. You can't leave Castro in this amount of space here. The short corner, they failed to pick him up. Deflection there. Wilson trying to find the space, and then a deflected shot from Steins just pulls the trigger, keeps it low and hard. Lots of bodies, and of course, this is likely to happen when there's so many bodies there. And who does it actually come off? It comes Timotheo. Didn't know much about it. Came behind another Adelaide defender, and he just sort of stabbed at it, and it takes the ball off its trajectory. Delianov had it covered.
That's why it probably will be an own goal. I went early last time saying maybe it was an own goal off Abatu. This one will be an own goal off Timotheu, because, as you say, that replay showed that had he not gotten a touch, Delianov would have dealt with the shot from Steins quite comfortably. So Daniel Steins will have to be content with one goal so far this season and not a second. But how coolly done was it by Aspro in that situation not to get a nosebleed in the box and try and get a shot away?
Yeah.
He teed up a teammate instead.
Yeah, and I wrongly called it. I thought it was Brandon Wilson. So it's even more impressive. It's the big centre half. Did kept his composure. And I thought when the ball come across, he might have been able to shoot himself, but the replay showed he couldn't.
Now Toure between a couple, and they stood up. He went down. No thought of a penalty. Kilkenny and Castro. There's so much experience out there for Perth, and there's not a lot for Adelaide United. And is that telling? And is Richard Garcia winning the battle of the substitutions tonight? Steins, who came off the bench for D'Agostino, making a difference.
Well, the evidence is there that you have to say yes. And certainly I think Adelaide were the better team at the start of this second half, but Perth slowly got control of the football. This man's been prominent, and so is Kilkenny in the middle of the park.
After the nutmeg on Abatu, he kept it in as well. Diego Castro and these fans looking for a spark from their side. Think back to those nearly moments for Juric and the Toure boys in this second half. They were desperately searching for a 2-goal buffer. It remained 1-0, and Perth, very much in the contest, have found 2 goals pretty quickly. Steins latches onto the pass from Timotheu, and it's an important block by Elsie. Little flick around the corner. Kilkenny.
And even when they lose it, they're getting it straight back, aren't they? Starving Adelaide of the ball.
Lovely pass again from Castro. They're right through the middle here. Timofeo had to get there. I think Fornaroli was worried about being offside in the initial phase. Matchman let it bounce. Put Aspro under a bit of pressure, and now Adelaide United have the ball in the attacking third.
Not sure why he lets that bounce, Latchman. Side under pressure here if they can manage to create something, get a corner. I think he did, didn't he? No. Well, he's not calling for the corner. His shirt's getting pulled. I thought there was a slight deflection.
Here's the own goal. Stein's shot, and Delianov was going to claim it right into his breadbasket here before Timofeo stuck out a leg when he didn't need to. That's why it's an own goal.
You're right, he didn't need to. He's not sure what's going on behind him, but that ball was straight. It was going straight to Delianov.
Defender's nightmare, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, it certainly is. We were just saying what a good game he was having, and a good start anyway after not many minutes of football, and that's a... Sorry, we just watched that one drift over the top. That was, you know, disappointing for him because it was just sticking out your toe, hoping to stop a goal-bound effort, and in the end, he's going to be really, really disappointed probably now with his input tonight.
Looked like a half-hearted effort. Was he almost in two minds?
Yeah, I think 100%, Speedy. It's one of those ones where you think, oh, should I or shouldn't I? And he's just sort of poked at it, and you know, in the end, I think Steins is unlucky not to be given that goal, to be honest. It was a shot on target. Whether the keeper was going to save it or not, regardless, his shot was goal-bound and it was deflected in, so well, I think he's unlucky not to have it.
Well, I'm with you on that. I didn't say anything, but I thought the rule was if it's on target, it's their goal.
No, not if it's a comfortable save for the goalkeeper.
But how do you know he's going to save it, Speedy?
Could have gone through his legs.
Well, they check it on the replays, and you can see Delianov complaining to his defender, saying, "What are you doing? I've got my body down and I've got my arms ready to claim it." So I think we'll back VAR in on that one. I'm going to take on you experts on that one. You got me earlier though. Eagle-eyed Slater saw Fornaroli get the touch.
I don't think
on the equaliser. Approaching the 90-minute mark. We're into the 90th minute now. And Perth looking to close out back-to-back wins on the road. It's been a decent road trip for them, hasn't it? They were in control for a long time against the Victory as well before Jake Brimmer turned that one around. It could have been a quite extraordinary road trip for them. To finish it off with back-to-back victories will be some effort before heading home for isolation.
Fornaroli's so clever the way he uses his body. Draws the foul from Coletti. Knew exactly what he was doing. Body between the ball and the defender. It's clearly a foul.
Five minutes of stoppage time being added here. Is it enough for the Reds to rescue a point? Richard Garcia will utilise his bench. Nick Sullivan stretching out the crowd. Mason Tatafu about to make his second A-League appearance, the 18-year-old. Can slot in. Right back position if Sullivan can't go up. This is all adding to the stoppage time. So Tatafu is on before Sullivan has left the pitch, but he won't restart until he is off. It's going to be a long walk at that speed all the way around the perimeter. He's done his job tonight, though.
He's had a good second half. And Perth, apart from the start of the first half, which went, what, 10, maybe 15 minutes, they've controlled the game since then. The last half an hour.
Over to a little late stepping up for Cassini Yengi's liking. Don't foul him is the cry, but he did. And Yengi's been a little overeager.
Yeah, but it's like it's experience. It's like Fornaroli just drew the foul, and Castro does the same. He uses his body to protect the ball and draws the foul.
Let's go, Neil. Let's go, mate.
Perth find a third goal here. They've been on a streak of scoring at least 3 goals in consecutive games here. And they do it in 5 straight games. It's only ever been done by 2 teams before in A-League history. It's against the same opponent, that is. They've done it against Adelaide United the past 4 games, dating back to that final matchup. Here's Wilson. He'll have another go. And that was a better strike. Delianov right behind it.
That was travelling. Will they get a chance, Adelaide?
Juric skips into space and tries to pick out the top corner. It was a laid-back kind of strike, and he nearly pulled it off.
No, he did, and it's rising. So it's not one of those that you hit and it dips at the end. This one kept rising. It seemed to gather a bit of speed through the air because the way he hit it, and Valapi seemed comfortable enough.
Yellow card issued for time wasting as Valapi was working out where to take his goal kick from. The Halloran change was interesting after he played his part. That'll be asked about. Obviously, an injury could be the reason for it. But, Al Hassan Toure as a left side midfield hasn't really worked, has it?
No. Well, unless Halloran was injured, I'm surprised he went off if he wasn't injured. He was the main man in the first half.
And Smith out towards Al Hassan Toure in that unfamiliar role. And it's out off him. I thought he played it out off Tatafu. That minimum amount of stoppage time should blow out to at least 6, you'd reckon. So 90 seconds for Perth to negotiate to close out another success on the road. Delianov can come. Get it forward is the cry. And look at the numbers they have committed forward here. But Perth pick up the second ball. Offside, I think, even if he keeps it in here. And he let it roll, but was signalled for offside. Mohamed Toure. And we're at the referee's discretion now. There's no more time. What a result for Perth. Back-to-back wins on the road. They head home to see family and friends again and go through that isolation period in Perth. With 3 wins to their credit now this season and a string of home games to come, they are a team on the rise this season. They turn it all around in the second half. Adelaide United beaten at home for the first time in this campaign. couldn't hold on to their first half lead established by Stephen Moore, as Fornaroli and an own goal from Timotheu make it 2-1 to Perth. Some result for the Glory, Robbie.
Well, after a very good performance against Melbourne City, 3-1 winners, it's a very important 3 points. As you said, apart from that last 5 minutes against Victory, it could have been even better. But here, I thought first half Adelaide just shaded it, deserved their 1-0 lead, and that you look back to that chance, Halloran, on the stroke of half-time, that could have made it 2-0. It didn't, and the changes were made, and the changes for Perth had a bigger impact. But I really thought Kilkenny and Castro really controlled the football after that 15 minutes of the opening, at the opening of the second half, where Adelaide looked threatening, but then Perth took control and in the end got the 3 points.
And Neil, Kilkenny has had the last laugh with Stephen Moore, hasn't he? Does the Adelaide United captain regret that now? That comment?
Yes and no. Look, he doesn't have a say in it when he gets taken off. That'll be the frustration for him, I guess. And you know, he was another player that was prominent in that first half. But he certainly gets the last laugh. Whether Malk regrets it, I'm not sure.
Star of the show tonight is with Robbie Cornthwaite.
Yeah, thanks, Speedy. We will speak to Neil Kilkenny a little bit later, but we got the skipper of Perth Glory, Diego Castro. Diego, how pleasing is it to come away after 4 away matches and win the last 2?
Yeah, it was 4 days in 10 days. I think physically, we even in the second half, we tried to put our best. It's difficult when the schedule is too tight, but I think, you know, we have to give all the credit to the young players. I think they step up in the second half with the new players come on. So we are really happy and very proud of the performance.
As you say, 4 games in 10 days. The last 20 minutes, you absolutely dominated Adelaide. You've scored a lot of late goals this season. You must be really confident with your fitness.
Yeah, I think that's where we're working all precision. Is really a really strange precision, because we couldn't put all the work in the right place. But I think now we're coming with new players, you know, after some injuries. Hopefully we're still in the right path. I think, you know, the last 2 games we improved a little bit.
And just quickly on the lockdown and the situation back in Perth, how difficult is that for the players to deal with?
Look, it is what it is. I think we have to make adjustments on the way. It's really want to get the fans back, you know, and to feel this environment, this atmosphere. I think we are in one of the best places in the world, so we have to be grateful for that.
Thank you very much, and well done tonight.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to be joined by the stand-in skipper for Adelaide United, Jordan Elsey. Jordan, obviously a disappointing performance and a disappointing result here at home.
Yeah, very disappointing. I thought we played well in the first half, created chances. In the second half, we're just too deep and invited pressure.
How difficult was it to adjust with those early substitutions and also finishing the game with so many young players on the park?
That's fine. We know what sort of team we have this year. We know we have young players, so everyone knows their roles when they come on, and it's fine.
And obviously, as you mentioned, first half into that second half, couldn't quite get things going. Do you think it just comes down to simply not putting your chances away when they present?
Yeah, a little bit of that. I don't know, mate. Very disappointed. It's been like this a couple of weeks now, so we have to get on top of it. And the best thing about it is we have another game next week. So,
as you say, on to next week. Good luck.
Adelaide United will be on the road to take on Macarthur FC at Campbelltown. But Perth have turned it all around here. Those 2 goals coming in the 73rd and 83rd minute. Robbie Slater and Andy Keogh went off in the first half, and they had that very attacking lineup. They still got the job done without him.
Yeah, well, Army Ento come on, and as you rightfully pointed out, he was a player in form with 3 goals so far this season. But you know, Perth from I reckon the hour mark certainly controlled the football, but Castro was fantastic in that first half. Fornaroli gets his goal. The ball there from Kilkenny, doesn't admire it. He follows on. Castro's good enough to find him. Perfect ball across. And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, Perth were equal. And from there, they continued to control the game, and Adelaide just couldn't get out of their own half. And it was Kilkenny and and Castro that pulled all the strings and with all that experience and technical ability, starved Adelaide of the ball.
And then the winning goal tonight, Daniel Steins was a second-half substitute. Aspro did so well here to tee up the opportunity for Steins.
Yeah, he did. So great composure, but this goal comes about because they leave. You can't give Castro from a corner that kind of room in the penalty box to turn and create havoc, as it did. Aspro, as you said, really kept his composure. Quick feet, and Steins with the strike causes the goal, and the Timotheo, who had been excellent coming on, stuck out a toe when he really shouldn't have.
Well, the halftime interview from Stefan Mork certainly went viral, created a lot of chatter on social media. We'll hear from Neil Kilkenny, who'll return serve after the break. In fact, we could put them in the boxing ring one day. Next week in the rugby league we will. Bring back the biff.
A very dodgy man once said, bring back the biff. Next Friday, live and exclusive on Main Event, Reg gets his wish. Rugby League's all-stars trading hit-ups for haymakers. There's Matty Bowen. Hands fast as those Speedy Gonzalez feet. That cheeky smile. Yeah, Penrith's premiership hero, Craig Gower, knows it. Desperate to wipe it off Matty's melon. There's Todd Carney, the talented troublemaker, and golden boy Scotty Prince. And how about Justin Hodges? Knows all about dishing it out and copping it sweet.
Hodges goes down hard.
The bloke he's fighting, Shandor Earl, rebuilt his life in Thai fight camps. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Sammy Thaiday and the straight shooting Willie Mason. That's two huge characters in one tiny ring. Before the NRL's scariest. Parramatta's 123-kilo monster, Junior Paulo, faces Wayne Bennett's favourite badass, Neville Costigan. And the main event, Big Papa, Josh Papali, grew up in Backyard Fight Club. Now, the game's most destructive player. The poor bloke in the other corner, Benny Hannon. Good luck. Next Friday, Footy All-Stars, bringing back the biff, live and exclusive on Main Event.
Do not go anywhere. Oh! World class!
That is big.
What what this man's having?
Can you believe it?
Hungry Jack's new Tropical Whopper with juicy pineapple, double bacon, and smoky barbecue sauce. The Tropical Whopper, only at Hungry Jack's.
So if you're starting your project, you can always pop into Bunnings. We definitely make DIY easier for anyone from the beginner all the way to the expert.
So you can tackle those projects. The thing you thought might be a little too hard, we can show you how to do it.
Most of the customers that come in here, it is about home improvement and it is a personal journey for a lot of customers, so it's great to be a part of that journey with them. You get a lot of great satisfaction out of seeing them achieve their goals.
Start setting your own goals for your own DIY projects at home.
We're announcing something big. The big deal is now on at Mazda, and we're putting value on 2020 plate vehicles front and centre, like CX-5 Max from $32,990 drive away. Search Mazda offers today.
If you have more to give, the Air Force can take you further.
Australia. Whoever came up with this place deserves a pat on the back. I mean, think about it. There's birds who can laugh, mammals who can sing, and walls that can tell stories. There's cities that start where the waves end, and 26 million weird and wonderful characters. This is a place that took one look at the rulebook and said, nah, here's a platypus. And you know the most incredible thing of all? A holiday here this year is just what we all need. So get out there, Australia. The best is in your backyard.
We're announcing something big. The big deal is now on at Mazda, and we're putting value on 2020 plate vehicles front and centre, like CX-8 Sport from $41,490 drive away. Search Mazda offers today.
Here in Australia, we do summer like nowhere else.
Summer is definitely boots off and thongs on.
It's keeping our drinks cold.
And the barbie hot, because you never know who might drop in.
Summer is the smell of sunscreen.
The sound of a wicket.
It's even pulling on the gloves for a little bit of DIY. We'll help you make the most of Australia's favourite season.
Because here in Australia...
And here at Bunnings.
That's how we summer.
At Bet365, the action never stops. Our soccer early payout is now available on multis. Simply place a pre-match bet on the full-time result. If your team leads by 2 goals at any stage, we'll settle your bet as a winner, even if your team fails to win. We're the world's favourite betting company for many reasons. Our early payout is just one of them. Gamble responsibly.
We have record high gold prices. If we don't strike it rich now, we never will.
Gold Rush starts Thursday 6:30 on Discovery and watch on demand.
It was the game within the game. 2 former Melbourne City teammates who do not get along. Stephen Mork and Neil Kilkenny had a running battle throughout the first half. Mork scored the only goal, gave it to Killer, and then served it up in a halftime interview. Neil Kilkenny is about to return serve.
Well, I'm joined by Perth Glory midfielder Neil Kilkenny now. It's the first time a player's come to me and asked to be asked a question. So, Neil, first of all, Stephen Mork had some comments for you at halftime where I asked him if you and him were friends, and he basically said no. I guess there's a reason why Neil didn't play at Melbourne City. What have you got to say in response to that?
Response, listen, I said it on the pitch. I was at Melbourne City for a year and a half. I got Player of the Year in the first year. So I think that's a bit, unprofessional of him. But maybe, he should write that in his diary, So instead of, putting it out in the public domain. But, things happen on the pitch. They should stay on the pitch. And, it's a big boy game. And I showed tonight, with my football that, what I meant.
There was plenty of chat on the field as well. What was being said out there?
Oh, it's brilliant, I love a good chat on the pitch, I know I can get into, his head, and obviously I did.
Maybe he learned something from you at their time at City.
Maybe, Listen, he's a good player, he scores goals from midfield, but I think that was a bit unprofessional. Like I said, maybe he should have wrote it in his diary.
A great win from your team tonight, 4 games in a row on the road and 2 wins to finish off. How pleased are you with your side's performance, particularly that last half an hour?
Yeah, I think, even in the first 20 minutes, and then they scored, and obviously it put us on the back foot a bit. They're a good athletic team, and we showed some good character, especially after the amount of games that we played. But, it was a good performance second half, and fantastic to get a win.
Fitness is obviously no issue for you. You just said to me off camera you plan to play well into your 40s at this level.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'm living the dream. What I wanted to do since I was 4 or 5 years old. So I wanted to extend it as much as possible and have to look after myself. And hopefully I can play as long as I can. And my aim is to 40. Whether I can do that is a different matter, but hopefully I can give myself the best opportunity.
And you're staring at another 2 weeks in lockdown when you head back to Perth. How's that sit with you?
Yeah, it's tough, we've had a lot of lockdowns, but to go back with 3 points in the back pocket, especially the last half an hour, was really pleasing for the lads to do what they did. And we look on to the next game and we can't wait to start again.
Congratulations on a wonderful performance tonight.
Cheers.
You got to love it. A bit of publicity for the Inner Game Journal from Stephen Mork, but the moments that delivered, brought to you by McDonald's, and this guy delivers every time, doesn't it, Diego Castro?
Yeah, man of the match. Absolutely fantastic. Particularly in that last half an hour, him and Kilkenny were outstanding. And, the way he finds space, and even when he doesn't find space, he's that kind of player, and that's why he's such a great outlet for Perth Glory, is that even when he's marked and he's in tight situations, you can still give him the ball and have confidence that he will keep the ball.
Castro weaving some magic and certainly played a pivotal part in the equaliser, teaming up with Kilkenny delightfully here, and Fornaroli poked home the equaliser, and the winner was to come. So it's all a bit flat in Adelaide, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Mate, I'm not too flat after those interviews. I'll tell you what, they got me up and about, so it's been good fun for me down here on the touchline tonight. And yeah, as you say, Adelaide probably going to be disappointed to be walking away with nothing. I think, as Robbie said, they probably just edged it in the first half. I didn't think they were fantastic or playing a really attractive brand of football. Carl Veart, again, brave. He's been brave throughout his managerial time here at the Reds. I think against Melbourne City, when they went down to 10 men, when Jamison got sent off, he brought attacking players on, and that's the type of coach he is. I think tonight, with those early substitutions in the first half, maybe just worked against him, because we knew when Halloran came off and certainly Mork, they really lost something. And from there, we saw the possession stats. Perth Glory really dominated. You know, Adelaide did have a couple of half openings and half chances in that second half, but really after the 60-minute mark, it was Perth's to control. And that's three losses out of the last 4 now for Adelaide, so it's a little bit concerning, and probably the most pressure that Carl Veart has been under in his short time as a boss.
And just before the change, you had forecast that Juric would be the one coming off, but in the end, Juric stayed out there. Halloran came off. Obviously, an injury to Halloran?
Well, maybe I've got to work on my relationship with the Adelaide United staff, because I think they gave me the wrong name. But I think more in a defensive sense, I think Halloran was maybe just becoming a little bit laboured, not so much through injury, but I think he wasn't as switched on in his defensive role as it went to a 4-4-2. And there was one opening where I think it was Ingham was in, where they just couldn't find the pass. And I think maybe Carl Veart thought defensively he wasn't doing enough. I thought Tommy Juric looked tired, so I thought it was probably a clear change maybe to bring him off, but in the end, the subs didn't work out for Adelaide United.
Thanks for your time, mate. Great job, great interviews. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, boys.
And Robbie Slater, Brisbane against the Melbourne Victory tomorrow night kicks off our double header. What are you looking forward to in this game? More from Wenzel Hall?
Yeah, this Brisbane team are a good side. With games in hand, if they win them, they would be top of the table. So they've shown, you know, against Victory in this game, where Victory were better side in the first half, but Brisbane came out and dominated in the second half. So they were good again last week in their game against Adelaide, where they, you know, 3-1, another couple of goals to Wenzel Halls. And, you know, young players around the league are making a difference, and they're getting games, and not only are they playing games, they're deciding games.
And then you got Federici in goal for MacArthur. He was immense when these two teams squared off in the opening game of the season between these two. MacArthur FC, the Bulls, crashed the party at Bankwest, won their first ever A-League game, and tomorrow the return bout against the Wanderers at Campbelltown Stadium. That is a game to look forward to as well.
Yeah, and they're looking to bounce back after, of course, the red card to Milligan. Losing 3-0 at home is not nice, so they're looking to bounce back in front of their own fans in what is another Sydney derby.
Hope you've enjoyed the live action in the A-League tonight. Kilkenny v Mork. I can't wait for that return bout. Whenever it is down the track, Adelaide United v Perth. And tonight, the Glory leave with all the chocolates. Fornaroli, Castro and Kilkenny. Too good in the end.
This has been a Fox Sports production.
This program brought to you by Caniston Once Daily Athlete's Foot Cream. Bet365. Gamble responsibly. Maccas. This week, get a $6 small Big Mac meal and cheeseburger only on the My Maccas app. Amy. Lucky you're with Amy. And Burson Auto Parts. Over 190 stores. We stock parts. Lots of parts.
So it's all to play for.
Yes, this is the Prada Cup
Semi-finals, they've been slated for 2 races a day. The equation is simple. Win 4 and you're in. Lose and you can start the pack up. 1 point is awarded for each race. Today, Luna Rossa enter the showdown, 2 wins to the advantage. They could be breaking out the mum champagne at the end of the day if all goes to plan, but the Americans won't even be considering that scenario.
Dean Barker keeps using the same geometry in his pre-start sequence, Shirley, and it's becoming attackable by the Italians.
You do not need a team of sports analysts to work out a foolproof plan to beat Dean Barker in the pre-start. He's making it way too easy for Jimmy Spittle. We have to see a different playbook today.
And on the other hand, the Italians keep throwing a different look at them. If Dean Barker doesn't get it going, they're going to be going home soon.
He's off. You in the line? You in the line?
Yep, snap bearing away, easing.
One all out now.
Full charge here.
Next to screen. Yeah.
Ready to trim, raga.
No lower. One all out now.
Race start in race 3 of the Prada Cup semi-finals, and do we dare say American Magic got a good start and maybe won the start?
Even start. We'll give them an even start, but they're coming up on this boundary situation right now. American Magic will have the right to tack off the boundary. They're going to be in that protection zone. Can Prada leebow them, or are they going to have to tack early and get out of there? This is a really big moment. This first cross is a huge moment in this race.
Pressure coming, stand in front, nice. Finish up.
Standing by, Goody.
Trim up now.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, put down. 1, more down. And turning. And turning. Text. Text one lower. My wheel. Then build.
You would say in this situation, Shirley, advantage to Luna Rossa, but barely. That's a lead-bow position, a standard lead-bow position. Can American Magic live there across the race course? This is really tense.
Higher, slightly slower at the moment.
So it's a difficult slot, isn't it? And we saw actually on the other tack how American Magic managed to move forward on the opposition, but not far enough.
The question here is if he tacks, do you keep to the left of him, rookie?
We are bleeding slightly here.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to go sooner than later.
Andrew Campbell saying we are bleeding slightly. I think it's more than slightly right now. The Italians are really starting to scoot out into that safe position to give American Magic bad air. And there they go.
Okay, he's gone. Good angle. My wheel.
So you'd have to say, Shirley, first cross to the Italians.
Still going, so we're going to... We know we're sure the Nixon decision. Text now.
We have a boat race.
Wow, we have a boat race.
We have a boat race. This is the best we've seen and heard them race together.
Still big right shift.
Yeah. Not unhappy with the pressure we're sailing towards here, but I hear
Let's work it up a little bit here. Okay.
I agree with that, rookie. Probably just with boundary tack.
Nice hit. 20 seconds.
The problem here is the race course has kind of been cut in half right now. American Magic's going to go back. The Prada team can tack on them. If they do an effective tack, they tack on their breeze and keep shoving them back towards the narrow side of the race course.
Pressure is good in front, generally.
Yeah, I think we go go for the crosses because it's a ridings.
Yeah, big gain here.
So is the ley line?
Yep.
Copy.
We heard the Italian boat saying, you know, gain to us. And I think part of that looked perhaps like pressure on the right-hand side, but just looking at the boat speed, always just a click faster than the Americans.
Nathan, what can you see?
Guys, it doesn't look like there's much at all between these two boats, boat speed, but just a little right-hand shift on that second time they're on starboard, and that's what's given Luna Rossa that small advantage at the moment, but not many shifts out here. It's very much a boat speed race. Luna Rossa looking a touch quicker, if you ask me.
Nathan, it was interesting they didn't try to narrow up the race course right there and actually kind of let them breathe, and now we're going to have a split most likely at the top mark.
Clear cross?
No problem with him, so it's just straight us on the mark, Keko.
Copy that, no problem. Yeah. What is going well?
Let's check the wind after the very wave. We need to drive early for pressure.
Yeah.
That's a good course, Keko. No lower.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli at the top gate for the first time, and they lead American Magic around. Been a very tight first leg of 6, remember. We are a 6-leg race. Race number 3. Yesterday in race number 1, the initial advantage was 17 seconds, but different day today completely. It's a 13-second advantage to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli as American Magic complete their first leg.
2, 1.
Interesting, they must think they're in a big right-hand shift here, Shirley, because that's a